the 2018 annual selection meeting. That's what they used to call. I saw a picture. I was over in Minneapolis this weekend. They did a story on kind of the history of the draft, and they showed a picture of Pete Rozelle at the first draft after the merger in '67, and he's at a chalkboard with a piece of chalk writing down the names of the picks as they come in at the league meeting at some hotel in New York. I remember when I first started covering the draft, we were in the locker room. There was no ESPN. There was no television. We had no idea who was being taken. The Packers, I don't know what year, well, it was 80, so they had a high pick. Literally, Bob Knoll, the equipment manager, would come in, and there would be an easel in the locker room, and he'd piece white tape for ankles with the marker, magic marker name, and he'd tape it up on the easel. That's how we found out who the number 1 pick was.
Get out.
That's how it happened.
Wow.
That was like '79.
But your conference call technology is probably still the same?
Yes,
Horrible?
it was. Yes, it was still, yeah.
Well,
Barking dogs,
Yeah.
crying babies.
and you look at this year, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to use a parrot on the last day of the draft to deliver draft picks onto the pirate ship at Raymond James Stadium.
What have we become?
But
really?
as like a
The Colts had an orangutan do it last year.
I know.
Touch screen. That's now where we are with the NFL draft.
the parrot though is he's not
No, delivering a piece of.
Oh, all right. He's just gonna. Yeah, all right.
My thought is, what if the parrot just leaves with the pick? Does
Well,
Tampa Bay miss out?
we got the gold medal curling team making a pick this
Right.
year. We got all kinds of stuff.
it's a television event.
It's ridiculous. And for the first time, Fox, ESPN, NFL Network, all wall to wall. Unbelievable.
Nobody's watching the NFL, Mark. That's what they say.
Ratings are down. Interest is down. All right, gentlemen, the Packer draft board. Goody's got it lined up in that. Have you ever seen the draft room at Lambeau?
Yeah, years and years ago.
Yeah, I was in there a couple of years ago. It is massive. I mean, the walls are all covered. They've got them ranked 1 to 338, and then by position, 1 to however many, and they've got this horizontal and vertical thing, and really, when the two meet, bing, that's your pick, supposedly, right? 14th pick overall, 12 choices in NFL high. What's Gooten Coots going to do with all those picks, Bill?
Draft football players.
All 12? Is he going to move around?
This is the wrong way to think, but this is your first draft for your Brian Gutekunst. Don't you want to go out and make a splash? Don't you want to do something big? I know he shouldn't think like that.
Take a quarterback number 1?
Well, there's that.
Like
No,
Ted did?
I mean, go up and make a move to get the guy. He probably shouldn't think like that, but I don't know. Would he be tempted to?
That
make a
works so
bold
well
move?
for Mike Sherman. Like
Well, no, the Patriots, the Eagles, and everyone else he traded with said thank you very much, Mike.
I mentioned that to Goody today when we had our press conference, and I really Mike Sherman was fantastic to me. I really like him.
Love the man.
And as a person, as a coach,
I agree.
I believe he's a really good football coach. I really do.
Let's see what the Alouettes do this year.
The general manager seat was too big for him, and I thought Goody's answer was very telling. That it was basically that if you don't do the work ahead of time, you can't kind of fly by the seat of your pants on draft day. And if you remember, Bill referenced the barking dogs. They drafted a guy named Donnell Washington in the 3rd round. They traded up to take him. He was a defensive lineman out of Clemson. He was terrible.
Yeah.
He had no business being drafted there. They traded up to take B.J. Sander. Mike Sherman would find guys that he became, for whatever reason, smitten with, and he went up and got them. And he would jump his board, as scouts would say, and you can't do that and not – if you miss after giving up picks to go get guys, that's how you end up with a roster that is devoid of talent, like the one that went 4-12 in 2005.
Jason Spriggs, the most recent example.
He has certainly to this point been a disappointment.
I think so.